Welcome back to Mind Pump TV. I'm your host, Adam Schafer. This is the 4th video out of 5-part series with John Wolf from Onnit. Listen, this video, we're going to dive into the importance of once you start using these tools, the order of operation. In other words, you want to make sure that you have good static control first, then you move over into good fluid control, and then you get into the dynamic movements. A lot of people, when they first start using some of these tools, they watch some videos on YouTube and they just start swinging away, and this can be really dangerous. So this part of the series, we're going to get into making sure that you have that control, you're taking those steps properly before you get into full rotational or dynamic movements. We want to make sure we protect those parts of your body that could be dangerous when you're swinging a heavy tool like one of these mace bells or clubs. So if you guys like this video, it helps you out, make sure you guys like the video, share, comment below if you guys have questions, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Every week we're dropping knowledge for you.
All right, John, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see people make using a tool like the mace bell?
Well, because the mace is an extended lever, right? It's a long lever tool. People generally think that, okay, the bigger motions are going to be the things that the maximal benefit comes from. And I think swinging the mace is definitely beneficial, right? But I think that as they do it, they think, well, they go with the mace. So they don't have that nice pillar.
They're not grounded and maintaining posture. They're kind of flowing with momentum with it.
Yeah, exactly. Or so they'll overcommit, right? So they don't understand that, like, hey, if I extend the mace off to the left, I have to charge the right side of my body to counter it.
To counter the force, right?
Exactly. And that makes sense if you look at like a kettlebell, right? Say you single arm press a kettlebell. If you have a kettlebell at this 90-degree orientation on the right side, your left side, your left oblique should be going
it's going to be on
crazy.
Fire. Yeah.
And so now you just look at that with the mace. To do that means that you actually have to own the middle. So no matter what you're doing, you want to own the middle. So exactly, that midline. So let's just have you swing that sucker. I know you swing a lot heavier mace than this. So.
I do, yeah, sometimes.
Good, awesome. So now I see for you, you're a more classically trained mace swinger. So you do like a drive up, and then your hands go the same side of your head as the weight of the implement. Right. So let's just play with that a little bit. So instead of that, let's go ahead and choke up a little bit on the mace. Awesome. So let's just try something. It's just an experiment, and it's about owning the middle. And to own the middle, as I displace this weight over here, what I want you to do is think about blocking like a downward blow from a sword. So drive the hands up to the side and then pull it back down to the middle, okay? Boom, and then pull it back down. Good. So good, you tried the other side too? Oh, there you go. And now I want it to stop in a horizontal orientation. So you have to generate tension. Oh, see it drop down, right? So slow it down, tight, and pull it back. Boom, awesome. So notice how the hands are going opposite side of the mace head, right? So to do that, to have control of it, we have to actually offset the weight and offset our body to the opposite side. So now, as you do that, go ahead and bring your hands back down. So I think about raising the visor or blocking that sword, and then exhaling, and then allowing the rotation behind. So try that. Oh, don't forget, we're actually, don't forget we're actually going, the opposite side is the weight, okay? So think about that up block.
Okay. So I'm up blocking while it's going the other way. This way?
Yep, exactly.
You want me to go through full rotation?
Yes, sir. Boom, okay. Notice your hands didn't reach as far that time, right? So just the thought of that up block changes where you commit in terms of reaching with the weight. Awesome. Very cool. So that's a little different in terms of the amount of
It is. I'm still trying to wrap, my mechanics and brain around that.
It's going to take a while, but it's something that you can work towards training. So you mind if I try that real quick?
Sure.
So if I have this mace, so this is one of the things that we're always looking at. I think we talked about static to fluid to dynamic, right? So in our system, we're always reinforcing positional control and strength before we work to the next step. So if I'm here and I'm in this position, then I can control it the way back. So that's nice and fluid. And then if I do that, then I own the middle Notice my hands counter where the weight is. So as I come around the other side, I look to the window, I look to the opposite window, and I get a full rotation, but there's not a lot of,
There's no varying left to right there in the midline.
yeah, the midline is owned in the middle. So it's a little bit of a trick of offsetting that weight, right? So that's something that it doesn't make it right or wrong, but when we look at it, being able to choose like how much we own the middle is one of the things that we like to talk about.
I actually like that even more just because of how you're going to really highlight the fact that you need to control your body and anti-rotate and be able to tense where you need to tense, but also allow freedom of the joint to be able to rotate like that. So it's just, it's highlighting a little bit more specifics as far as like, you know, what to turn on, what to turn off.
Yeah, definitely. So the other one is not another like mistake, or not necessarily a mistake, but it's a choice to get more out of every rep, right? So staying engaged in the process. So go ahead and grab the mace, and we're gonna go over under grip. So actually under the mace head, and then over on the opposite grip. So there, and so overhand there. And we're gonna tighten up that line a little bit. There you go. So now go ahead and get to that high row position again. Good, shoulders depressed and back. And just take note, even just holding the mace in this configuration, we have that push-pull going on here again, right? You have to support the weight on this side, and this side you actually have to press down to stabilize and keep a nice horizontal line. So let's just do something, it's kind of like similar to squatting, with a kettlebell. A lot of times to stay upright, people want to displace the bell further away from them, right? To offset their weight. So go ahead and squat into that position. Awesome, and you did that the way I would normally have people do this, which is keeping it nice and tight. So come on up. Spread your hands a little bit more and bring that middle of your hands to the middle of your body. Now let's go ahead and charge. Just bend the bar back. So boom, call this bar bender. It really charges the posterior aspect of the shoulders. Mid back is active. Same squat, staying nice and upright. And you should feel a huge amount of rotary tension through the body here. And come on up. And then the mistake that most people will make is they won't stay engaged, right? So we went through 2 levels of doing it well. What most people do is they squat, they're gonna press the weight forward. And so go ahead and do that and see how that feels and how much less benefit they'll have from doing it. There's totally different
Barely
field of
any
tension.
Yeah.
Right, so now charge it up again and do that. And again, these little things are big things. And this is a recurring thing in our system. It's like people think about, well, I did 1,000 reps. I don't really care if you think you did 1,000 reps. How many of those 1,000 reps would I have counted?
Yeah. Did you do it with intent?
Exactly.
Each and every one.
And it's funny when we were talking about the education around the mace, our mace master, he likes to use a play on words. So intention with a T or intention with an S, right? So either way, you're building tension, but through intent, right? So, and by doing that, you're getting more benefit from every rep. So those are just a couple of the common mistakes or, you know, lack of opportunities to actually get more out of every rep you do that we see commonly when people are training with maces early, or if they just have not been exposed to a delivery of the way that we like to provide education around the tool.
Great.